back. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. If you missed, we just finished a new segment, and of course, the social trends. And now it's the conversation segment. Live here with me is Chisom Azodo. She's a mural artist, and we'll be talking about commercial power of mural art, and of course, how important and interesting mural art can be. In fact, we are diving into what mural art is. She's been here before where we spoke about art and the society, how it can empower people and all that. So today we are looking into something more interesting. Thanks for joining.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here once again.
You're welcome. So let's talk about mural art. What interests you the most when it comes to mural art?
What interests me about mural art? I think the size.
The size.
It's big.
Okay.
I mean, it's done on a wall.
Yeah.
So like you have the space to be creative. Yeah. And also another thing that interests me is that, because mostly I do it on public walls, you have people passing around and they always like to come around to see what you're doing, and they're always like, I've never seen a woman doing this. All that community bonding and everything.
Yeah.
Those are what interests me about murals.
All right, now let's talk about the commercial part of it, because I mean, when it comes to art in general,
Yeah.
the ones they do on paper, on Canva, and the ones they sell,
Okay.
it seems the mural art has more commercial power than that, because
Yeah.
you understand. So let's talk about it. How vast can it be when it comes to the commercial part of it?
Okay. There are so many benefits there are so many commercial benefits that murals come with. So that's why most of the people that have done murals for, they are brands, organizations, companies, restaurants, because there's a power that a mural has to actually communicate your values, communicate your beliefs, and your brand. It's kind of like a subtle way of advertising.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, you have a training room, for example, and then you put quotes on them. You put your mission, your vision. So when your staff, when they come in, they're having a training, they get to be reminded of what your brand stand for, what your company stand for. And also the ones that you do on the walls, like restaurants, for example, when people pass, they know, okay, this is a cafe, okay, they sell shawarma here, and all that. Yeah, it's a very, very powerful tool for advertising, and also, it stands in the middle of aesthetics and also being creative, and also putting out your brand out there. Yeah.
All right. So do you believe that mural art can shift public opinion and create social change?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, how?
Yeah, because you can use murals as a tool for storytelling. Yes, without being too direct. It can be used as a form of protest. Yes. So you have a message you want to pass, you put that on a wall. Yes, you are it's a form of creative expression, but you're also passing a message. Yeah, and it draws attention more. Even people that would not sit and listen to the news for hours, they would see that and they would want to stop by. They would even want to take pictures because it's more appealing. So it gets to the audience faster, it spreads faster, yeah. So it's a very powerful tool for social change. That's what I believe.
Interesting. So in your view, yeah, are murals for celebrations aside from protest and all that?
Celebrations in what way?
Events. You made mention of you having an event right now. I have to write some comments on the wall and all that. Now let's talk about when we
Okay.
have when we're on the festive period. Do you
Okay.
think mural art can be used as a tool for celebration?
Okay, I think this just reminded me of something. I think when I went for what is it called now? There's an event that was done what was the name of that event? I've forgotten the name. So, but we were required when we went for that event. There was something like a banner, just like an empty banner on the wall,
Yeah.
where people would come, and before the event, you can sign your name, you can write what you're expecting, from the event. And also at the end of the event, people also come and say, okay, this was what I picked out from this event. You can just share your heart, share your thoughts, you can draw love. So it was an interesting, so I think that's also a kind of mural. Yeah. So, and it was a way of getting people to bond and to share their thoughts and participate in an art, it was like a communal art, something like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what
So
made you think mural preserve our culture and tradition?
okay. Okay, yeah, there are several ways. For example, when you go to a church, the people I see who do that mostly are, Catholic churches. Yeah, you go to a church, you will see the image of the cross, you will see the image of maybe angels, on the walls. There's this artist, one of the famous artists, Michelangelo. He did a painting on the ceiling of a church, Sistine Chapel in Rome. It took him 4 years to do that. So it's a way of, communicating your culture, your cultural beliefs, and it's also a way of preserving culture. When you come to you come to a setting, a cultural setting, a traditional setting, you see images of masks, you see images of maybe a story about slave trade. Yeah, it's a way of, it also invokes discussion. People want to, okay, what is this about? And from there you see we are talking about slave trade era, we are talking about the wars that has happened in the past. So it does preserve
So
culture and
that
traditions
murals are engaging and
very well.
just the same way that normal artworks are.
Exactly. Yeah, they are.
So are the emotional aspects of mural arts? Because most times there are ways you see those paintings on the wall and you feel like these people are doing too much on this wall. There's so much paintings on this wall.
Okay.
Do you think there are emotional aspects to mural art?
Yeah, there are. There was a time during not the NSAS, this black movement, where a black person was murdered. Was it Black Lives Matter? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had people painting the image of the black man that was killed. We had people doing a lot of murals on Black Lives Matter. Even during NSAS, there were so many murals done on that. And whenever, even years after, whenever you pass by those walls, you would always remember, okay, this was what prompted this. There is something that image stands for. It evokes an emotion in you that's okay. We are trying to attain equality amongst everybody and all that. So it does evoke emotions. Yeah, it does.
Let's come back to the emotional commercial aspect of it.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm talking about emotions. Let's come back to the commercial aspect of it. In what way do you think a mural artist can put his or herself out there to get gigs and people to come work with the person? Because it's not like the normal paintings we know right now that you paint and sell out there. So in what way do you think a mural artist can put his or herself out there? The best way in particular.
The best way.
Yes.
Okay. I think we are in the social media age. So I think social media is one tool that everyone should employ, no matter what you're doing. I mean, a social media manager is now like a very important role in every organization. Yeah, so as an artist generally and as a muralist, you should use social media to your advantage. So there was a time when I was creating engaging videos, I was employing transitions and trends, and it was one of the things that helped me because people you're not just drawing and showing us, you're making it
On the wall.
interesting. Yeah, you're making it interesting. You're employing transitions into it, the things that people love to see. Yeah, and it's a very
But
good.
this thing happens on the wall,
Yeah.
right? So are you advising that they can start with any wall in particular, be it someone's fence, or
Okay.
I don't know how to describe this, but these things are done on the wall,
Yeah.
a fence or
Yeah.
something. So are you saying they should start by maybe on their wall or something like that?
Okay. One thing about murals is that you cannot just go and paint on any wall. Yeah. In most countries, it's an act of vandalism. So you have to do it with the permission of the person. So, but you can also do it on your own wall since it's your wall. Yeah. And murals are not always outdoors. They can be indoors as well. So you can use your room. I think one of the earliest murals I made, even though like I wasn't doing it because I was trying to do a mural, I was just doing it for fun, was a painting I did in my room, you know. So you can start with your room, start with simple designs if you're just starting out. Yeah. And then from there, when people see it, when you post it and people see it, then they would be confident enough to invite you to come and do it on their walls.
So when you paint, what comes to your mind? Are you trying to start a conversation or you're trying to conclude on something?
There are so many reasons. It depends on what I'm working on at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I can do that, if I'm trying to start a conversation, I can do that. I can also do it for commercial purposes or for personal reasons. There are so many reasons, why I paint. So, but if I'm doing it on someone's wall, then it has to be there has to be the other person's opinion on what I'm painting. Yes, I have to find out what you're trying to communicate through this, even though I'm the artist doing it.
Yeah.
But I need to incorporate your own thoughts and your message into whatever I'm going to do. Yeah.
So do you think Mural, do you see it as a community voice?
As a community voice?
You spoke about activism, protest, and all that.
Yeah.
Or do you see it as a personal voice? Because whoever goes to that wall to paint anything that has to do with those things I just mentioned has a little emotion in him or personal message to pass.
Okay.
But do you think, even while passing that personal message, do you think it's also a form of community voice?
Okay. Yeah, it can be in a way because not everybody can create, can draw or paint. So you can stand in as a representative to speak for the people. We might all be talking about maybe kidnapping, or we might all be talking about a trending topic, and not everybody can draw it out. And me as an artist, I can choose art as my own medium to communicate my points or the message I'm trying to pass. So in as much as I'm the one doing it, I'm also sharing the thoughts of a lot of other people who cannot pass that message through a painting or a drawing. So yes, can be a tool for community voice. Yeah.
So what's one fun thing about mural art?
What's one fun thing? Well, you get to play around with colors. You get to play around with colors, and yeah, basically. And murals are usually large. Yeah, so that's also one thing I like about. I mean, they're mostly outdoors, and I also like when, like I said earlier, when people are passing and they are starting up conversations about what you're doing, even without, because in as much as I might have something I'm trying to communicate, murals are also open to interpersonal interpretations. So I always like when I'm painting a mural in a public place, people are passing, they are stopping and looking at what you're doing, and they're trying to decode what you're doing, and they're having a discussion about it, you know, and you're just like, okay, all right. So,
All
yeah,
right, thank you so much, Isom Azodo, for this conversation, talking about murals and all that. You know,
yeah,
most people don't even know that artwork is called murals.
that's true. I usually try to say wall
Wall
paintings. Yeah, they
paintings.
understand
Yeah.
better.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the conversation.
You're
We had a great
welcome.
time with you.
I did too.
All right.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, the show has come to an end. Thanks for watching. Join us same time tomorrow for more interesting stories, insightful dramas, and of course, conversations like this. Follow all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I remain your baby girl, Queen It.